I think your analysis was very straight line. History doesn't run in a straight line.
Kid, you cannot tell your neighbor he is stealing ducks when you are stealing funds.
As High Commissioner, I was wrong. As Charandas Prasad, I reacted naturally how any person would have.
I did not come here for that kind of abuse. I did not come here for that kind of abuse. If you're going to go down that road, I'll walk off.
But it's all okay once they're talking. If they were talking, I could not have been here today.
You got ADHD.
I got that.
Calm down.
I think I've done enough in terms of taking our team out of trouble from losing.
Come on, Lou Taylor. You got script. I'm reading the script now, and the first person that comes to my mind to play a detective,
Yes,
but
an
an erratic
Mikhail
detective is Mikhail Rodriguez.
Why an African slap an Indian? Why a man and slap a woman? Look, how you deal with that? You deal with that.
We must encourage platforms like this because it brings together different people and allows for discussions to take place in our country on a multiplicity of fundamental issues.
Gildarie, you apologizing for something you think I did is wrong. I don't want you to do that, and you should not have done that. Hello. Hi there. Welcome to another edition of the Gildarie Freddie Kissoon Show. We have bad news for you, but sometimes you can take something and make something good out of it. Leon Johnson has not turned up, and he has not indicated to us that he would not be able to make it, which of course is terribly bad manners. And we've had that before with people. I mean, he was told that we need to know if he's coming so we can have a replacement. That's something we told him, so if he can't make it. But the point is, the man has not even indicated to us from a 1 second message or telephone call that I'm terribly sorry I can't make it. And the thing is, he hasn't been answering his phone. And that's a national figure. That's a national cricketer. But anyway, so we've had these problems before. And what we have done, we have made something good out of it. What's the name of the chief whip?
Christopher Jones.
Christopher Jones indicated around 6 o'clock that he couldn't make it. Didn't tell us a day before, but Gildarie and I did a call-in program, and it went well. So what we will do is put the numbers on the screen, and let's do a call-in program and talk about everything. And I'm sure we will get people's interest as we did with Christopher Jones. One of the things I have learned about people, even in my late life, is from these programs that, take for example, Dr. Asha Kissoon. 3 times she couldn't make it, and she couldn't make it when we called her just before. So she did not contact us on 3 occasions to say, I cannot make it. If we didn't call her, we would not have known that. Then there was the national treasurer of the PNC, a guy named Marceline Fayaz. Both times he indicated that he's coming, even in the afternoon. He said, I'm on my way, never turned up. And the thing is, absolutely no manners or courtesy in saying, I can't make it. In today's world, you can just go on your smartphone and in a split second, you tell Gildarie or Freddie Kissoon, terribly sorry, man, can't make it. And you could do that a few hours before. We were trying to see if we got another guest. Or we could do it. You could just do it as a matter of courtesy. Mr. Johnson told us on Monday that he will be here. He's not answering his phone. So he's not here. We don't know why he's not here. It could be a legitimate reason. But surely you could just a second saying, Akash, sorry, can't make it, and count how long that would take. That's seconds. But you can make something good out of something bad. We will host a call-in program, and we'll ask you to speak your mind, calling on anything. The problem with the call-in program, as you know, we give the guests the time to spend to talk. If you ask questions and we have to answer, that takes away. For example, I got questions, people ask me, so you're supporting the PPP now? And that will take a good 5 minutes. So if I have to answer at least 5 questions and it takes 3 minutes, 5 3 is 15, that takes 15 minutes of the program. And in those 15 minutes, people want to talk about the bridge falling down, they want to talk about NIS, they want to talk about what they feel may be a political teacher strike, they want to praise the president. So answering your questions take time, but we will see how it goes. So the cricketer Leon Johnson is not here, and quite frankly, he did not indicate to us that by telephone or by text that he's not coming. We told him unequivocally that we need 2 days for definitiveness, so it gives us 2 days so we can have a replaced guest. He said on Monday at 2 p.m. to us that he will be here. We have been calling him, and he hasn't answered. I don't know Mr. Johnson. He was invited by my co-host Akash Prasad, but I have never seen him. I don't know what he looks like, but this is definitely a rude introduction to him. And I'm saying this unapologetically because it takes less than a second to go on your phone and say, Akash can't make it, which means we will know and we could have a replacement. We have to re-interview Molano Tasdiq and Neil Bacchus, 2 Islamic scholars, because the program on Monday was badly damaged, badly tainted. There was a sound in the program, and then we lost audio for 50 minutes. We didn't know that. Now, if Mr. Johnson had indicated to us, had done the decent thing and indicated to us that he's not coming this evening, we have to re-interview those persons on genocide in Gaza. We could have done it tonight. It just takes the act of courtesy, the act of obligation. If he had done that this afternoon, we would have had the Mulana in the studio tonight talking about genocide in Gaza. But up to now, the phones that we see, it's 8:38, and the man has not the courtesy of indicating to us that he could make it. I don't know Mr. Johnson, never seen him. I take an interest in cricket, but I haven't gone to cricket in decades and decades and decades. It is my co-host Akash Prasad that said, look, we should continue this thing with cricket because of what Shamar Joseph did. And he contacted Mr. Johnson, and he did say to Mr. Johnson that you have to give us time to get another guest, so we need definitive word from you. And Mr. Johnson said yes, he gave us his definitive word. Now, wherever Mr. Johnson is, he knows he has to be in this program. So wherever he is, he could just go on his phone and say, Akash, sorry, can't make it. The man hasn't got the courtesy to do that. I mean, that, by any stretch of the imagination, is basic courtesy that all humans should have. But let's take your cards and forget about Mr. Johnson. The show will go on and on. We have an interesting guest that was born in Guyana, a European man that was born in Guyana. We are re-interviewing Mulana Tasdiq and Neil Bacchus about Gaza because the program was badly done. We did not know that we lost audio for 15 minutes. We did not know that there was a sound. Here is a call on the line.
Hello, good evening. You're on to the Gildarie Freddie Kissoon show.
Hi, good evening. I just want to concerning the pension. I don't know if you all could address this on your program. Pension used to be 60 years, like probably 15, 20 years ago, and then they move it to 65. Now we're getting high money. I think the government can take it back to 60. Can you comment on that on a show or maybe some other show or something?
Okay, you're talking about the senior citizen pension, which started,
Yes, it used to be 60 years.
But I don't know if it used to be 60. I know NIS is 60. I don't know.
Pension like 20 years ago used to be 60.
I didn't know that, and now they have it. Now they have it to 65. Okay, well, you made a suggestion. I'm not too sure what will be the reaction to that, but thanks for coming through.
Yes, if you could, maybe some government official you can pass on the message and ask them why, because I think it was during Ramadan time, they say they didn't get enough money, so they had to take it to 65. Now they're getting high money, they could take it back to 60.
Okay, I'm not familiar. I must say I'm not familiar with when it was changed. You said during Ramadan time it was changed. I think that thing at 65 was before President Ramadan. Yeah. It was because I can remember Adam Harris collecting his pension, his senior citizenship pension at Kaicho News. I remember one time, and that was before Donald Ramadan. So it didn't start with Ramadan. Anyway, thanks for coming through.
I made a mistake there, but it was 60.
Okay. All right, yeah. Okay, thanks for coming through. Let's take this call.
Good, thanks,
Yeah, good. Thank you. Hello, good evening. You're on to the Gildarie Freddie Kissoon show.
Good evening, guys. All right, I would like to respond to that last caller, and there's so many callers that would have called in about the Guyana having oil money now. People, please understand, oil money is there, yes, but the government has a country to run. People cannot, the government cannot just give out money and create a lazy society in Guyana. It has happened in Trinidad, it has happened in Venezuela, and it happens in so many parts of the world. Please, not because we have oil money, the government should just give out money. There's something called capitalism, right? It means that the government has to spend money on infrastructure to keep the country going, to spend money on teachers, doctors, lawyers, whatever, and the health system. It cannot go on without money. So I'm asking my buddy who would have called earlier, when you guys are asking for this increase and are talking about oil money, be careful. Be careful. The government just, I mean, I live in the States, right? And in America, we don't have free education in the world's best country. I'm seeing people calling for free education in Guyana. I think it's going to be a big mistake when that happens. Whenever that happens. Now I understand free education might bring out what you call intellects and professionals, right? But there's something that we need to know. When those professionals finish at UT or any part of the academic echelons in Guyana, they are not giving back their service for free. They are not giving back their service for free. Right? So please, y'all be careful with this rant and rave about, oh, the government we got oil money now. Alright? There's something that needs to be looked at. There's lots of things that need to be looked at, and the government has to look after the country, repair the country, and keep the country going in terms of everything in this that we can think about. Thank you very much, guys.
All right. Thank you for calling.
Thanks. If you just join us, you have a call there?
No.
If you just join us, we have switched from the guest because the guest has not indicated to us if he's coming, has not called, and I think that's very discourteous. The guest is a former captain of Guyana. We have a call.
Hello, good evening. You're on to the Gildarie Freddie Kissoon show.
Good evening. Am I to the Freddie Kissoon show?
Yes, you are.
Hello?
Yes, you are on the show. You can go ahead.
Okay, I'd like to make my contribution, man. I like you guys, the program you guys holding, man. But you guys need to speak more on Guyana's wealth and educate the nation, these people of this starving nation, is what is being going on with our wealth. Over the years, we have looters here in our gold field, in our oil field. And we, as a citizen in this country, we are not benefiting anything. I would like to allude to the other caller that called in just before this call. He was saying that the government have infrastructure to build and so on. Guyana has been one of the country that all our nurses, all our doctors been going away because our people right here is not being treated and treated fairly. That we are forced to move away from where we are. So who, can I ask this question? Who will be working at these hospitals, at these facilities that this good government is being has been building? Hello?
Yeah, yes, we're hearing you. We're hearing you.
Yes. That is my contribution, brother.
Okay.
All right. Thank you for
much.
calling. Thank you.
When we still have a call?
No.
When we started the program, we said we have bad news. Cricketer Leon Johnson did not turn up, but you could take something bad and make something good out of it. It happened with, here's a call.
Yeah, go ahead.
Good evening. We're taking calls. Leon Johnson, our guest, has not turned up and didn't indicate to us that he would not be turning up. Very discourteous man.
Yeah, go ahead. You're on air.
Okay, good. Good night, once again. I have a simple question. Just a simple question. I would like for anyone of the minister, I wouldn't go so far to the president or the vice president, any one of our good ministers to take, I'm not going to give them $80,000. I'm going to give them $180,000 to just survive on that for 1 month. And paying bills, I see a lot of people been talking bad about these teachers. They're not managing their money good. They have to do this, book on 5 nights, forget the podcast and everything. Bro, let me tell you something. My salary is about $300,000 or something, over $300,000 a month. And me and my family live on a budget. Meaning, and you guys know what a budget means, that you have a certain amount of money going to certain part, certain going the other way. We gotta be realistic for it. Do you think in Georgetown, some places that you rent in Georgetown are like $6,000 a month? I used to live in Georgetown back in the days. I used to rent a little apartment approximately 10 years ago, a little apartment for $35,000. You just come out of your room, the kitchen is right there, the bathroom is right there. But rent is probably double that by now in Georgetown. The thing hurt me to see that when people are saying these people can't manage, they have to manage their money, they have to, come on, you can't live on that money. You have to get a backup plan, you have to get a husband or wife or so, a second partner who works to survive. Thank you guys very much.
Thanks for calling. Numbers to call is 231-2982 or 652-1314. You can call us on WhatsApp. There were some calls were coming through.
Hi there. Good evening.
Good evening. You're...
Yeah, you're on the air.
Oh,
Yeah.
just our contribution. The last caller, one of the callers before stated that the government can take out money out of the island, give people just like that. The government has a country to run and all these things. I would like to inform him that the government can very well pay those teachers a decent salary. They can pay them double what they're paying them right now. The government took an additional $1 or $2 billion, I think it is, and give it to the army to buy helicopters, missiles and weapons, so-called defeat Venezuela. Venezuela is not the enemy. Why do you have to weapons to fight Venezuela now? They're taking crime from America. They don't need to buy no weapons. They need to pay the teachers and educate the nation. When they teach to educate the nation, come get the nation.
Yeah.
There's a
Your call is breaking up.
Yeah, we have a bad connection. Hello? Hello? No.
I'm sorry to the caller just called in. We hear you, but the call was breaking up. Perhaps you can call back again.
Good. If you just join us, as the advertisement this morning showed, our guest was the cricketer. Hold on. Good evening.
Hi, good night, good night.
Good evening.
I noticed you guys listening to very interesting point of view with regards to where our nation is in terms of the economic situation. But I hear you guys commenting. I don't know if maybe you're muzzled in some way, but I think you should comment. You know, be fair. I know you guys are fair guys. Be fair and call a spade a spade. That's my contribution.
Okay, stay on the line. Stay on the line. Are you on the line?
I am.
I don't think you tuned in when the program began. We have formatted the Friday program so people could call. Now, if you've been looking at the program on Fridays, you will see people ask questions and they want comments. But the call-in is an hour and a half. It takes away from the public inclination, willingness to air their views. So if you listen to the program, you will see people say, I have this contribution to make. I'd like to point out this. Now, if you get
talking afterwards and take back some of the time, I realize it.
No,
I understand. But I'm listening to it, but I say, man, you guys are intelligent.
No. People, for example,
so on and so forth, you know, and
I get a lot of questions.
Yeah.
If we're going to explain how the government spend oil money, that's going to take a little 3, 4, 5 minutes. Then somebody call and say, Freddie, but you're not speaking about this. That takes another 3 minutes. And there are people waiting to call about what's happening to the bridge, about what's happening to the roads. So we want the program to give to people ventilate the point of view, their grievances, their praise for whoever, the criticism of whoever, and they get a feeling of satisfaction that they could pick up the phone and talk about how the NIS is not doing the right thing.
So because there aren't any avenues to express, and people are frustrated. So you guys, you know, providing a platform, is really commendable. I mean, I'm just hearing, I'm tuning in and out, but I was upset because, you see, I talked to my fellow Guyanese, and the struggle is real, you know. The struggle is real. The economic situation, day-to-day, managing day-to-day is a tough thing. But I must commend you guys. I don't want to take up more time. You guys do an excellent job, and if we can have a few more platforms where people can at least vent their concern, you know, because the frustration is at the tipping level. It's tipping, right? So thank you so much, guys. Keep up the good work.
All right, have a wonderful evening.
Yeah, if you just join us,
another call.
Go on. You gotta lower your volume though, sir. Because we will be hearing ourselves while you're speaking. So go on, you're on the air. Hello?
Yeah, good night.
Hi, good evening.
Yeah, this is the first time I call in on this program here. So.
Well, I hope it wouldn't be the last.
No, it wouldn't be the last because, you know, I'd be so upset when things happening and they blaming the government. You know, when you see what's going on into the school with the students and you seeing present now how the way the teacher behaving on the picketing on the road, it's very disturbing. and very disrespectful towards the minister. When you listen to the vice president and you listen to the other ministers them and seeing, and the teachers them coming out and say the amount of salary where they getting present now when they was getting at the previous government, they get a higher payment more, and the police, the GDF, public servant, doctors and nurses, and these teachers have so disrespectful for the Minister of Prayer Chan. They're getting a solid salary. Look the benefit where they getting towards this government, and they fully well know near time for these exams, CX and common entrance, and behaving in this manner. And you know what? This is not the teachers doing it. It's because of the opposition, and the representative of the union is a member of parliament concerning the opposition. She is the one doing this thing, what's going on in this country here. So, and I fully agree with the government. Don't come to no compromise with the union concerning the teachers. If they want to be strike for the whole year, let it do it. The minister will put things in place for the students, and the parents will assist the students, and they will do excellent in common entrance and CXC, because it's disrespectful with the teachers. The government can't take all the oil money and come for the teacher's salary alone. It have other things that the government is doing for comfortable for each and every one of the citizens in this country. Look, the houses. When I was growing up, was 13 of us in a home. Today, I could say I own my own home because of this government. And many of my sisters and brothers, and I talk in behalf of a lot of people out there. We can't afford to pay rent. The better we pay rent, we go to the bank, we take a loan, and we own the property for a couple of years. Then we finish paying the loan. So who really out there criticizing this government? They don't have no shame. With the previous government, you never see the teachers them picketing. You never see what's going on what's going on now in this country. So, and this government have to put the foot on lawlessness, what's going on in this country. So, with public servants and the teachers them, and this representative of the union. And I fully agree with them. Don't pay the teacher. If you can't work, you can't get a salary. That is my opinion, and I don't care who disagree with me how the way I'm speaking. Thank you for listening to me.
Okay, thanks for coming through. You got to call it here.
Yeah. Hello, good evening. You're on air.
Hello.
Yes, good evening.
Hi, good night. I've been listening to a few of the callers and so on and the contributions. I would just like to share a few points which I think are important given the current situation right now with the strike.
Mm-hmm.
If you permit me.
Yes, sure.
One, the salary. You hear debates, a lot of debates about the salary either being low for the teachers or they're not budgeting and so on. However, let's face it, the fact is that these teachers' salaries are not good enough to live a proper life. It's way too low, or to live a comfortable life, if I'm to put it that way. Right, the expenses are much, much higher now compared to back in the days. So I think the teachers do deserve a proper salary. That's one. Two, this strike is not just about the salary, as many people base it upon. It's about the conditions also which these teachers are working under. One, the students now are not as disciplined and respectful as it was a few years ago, and I'm sure we could all attest to that. The conditions also of these schools, the washrooms, the classrooms, the comfort of the classrooms, and so on, it's not up to scratch. I mean, these teachers are humans also, right? I'm sure you won't go into any ministry or any minister's office and see it in the state as a lot of these schools and the teachers have to operate in. Another point I'd like to make is that the deduction of
of the days of the salary for these teachers which are striking. I think it's grossly disrespectful to these teachers and a violation of their rights to deduct the salary for these teachers. When this government was in opposition a few years ago in 2018, I think they had a strike. I'm not sure it was 2018. You guys probably know. When Prayer Martin actually led it. Mr. Granger didn't deduct any salary. He didn't pronounce that the strike was illegal. So I'm very disappointed that this government, and they speak a lot about democracy, that they are going to go that route now. Also, with not deducting the dues and remitting it to the Ghana Teachers Union. I think these are very it's very astonishing in these times that you will go to the route to get back at the Ghana Teachers Union, right? The government also speaks a lot about when they go on these big conferences and so on about Guyana being this oil-rich country and we're this and we're that. Why not pay the teachers a proper salary? They speak about being the highest GDP per capita. Are they part of the country also, these teachers? It's very strange, right? And just one last point, if you permit me. A lot of Guyanese need to move away from this mentality that we have of comparison, meaning we are comparing this government with the previous government. So let's say the previous government had raised the salary by 5%, I'm just saying, and this government does 6%. It's okay because they did more. But whereas in reality, the salary increase that is deserving of these teachers, I'm just saying again, using figures randomly, might be 20%. So let's say PPP does 6.5%, and APNO goes in back next term. I'm just saying, right? And they do 8.5%. We're going to say, okay, it's okay because it's more than what PPP did the last term. But whereas 8.5 is not good enough, it should have been 20-25%, I'm just saying. So we need to move away. This is all Guyanese. We need to move away from that mentality and stop doing comparison and look at where we as Guyanese, where we should be and what we deserve. And this is not just for the public sector, this is for all Guyanese in all factors and sectors of society.
Thanks for coming to me. Before you go, it is a contradiction in terms for people to be striking and getting paid. It doesn't happen in the real world. If you are striking and you are getting paid, then theoretically or conceptually, you don't have to go back to work because you're getting paid. The concept of paying people while they're on strike is scientifically a non-starter, is sociologically a non-starter, and is financially disastrous because if you go on strike, then stay on strike for 2 months, stay on strike for 3 months. Remember, the state, your financial status hasn't changed. So there's no need for you to go back to work. You can't pay people that are on strike simply for a logical, rational reason. You're paying them to stay away. I don't think any government will do that because it just doesn't make sense. You are opening a door that you don't know what you will see when you open it. If people go on strike, then for the duration of the strike, they will be paid? No. Anyway, look, that's that.
I understand what you're saying, right? However, is that a law in Guyana, or is it?
But I don't know if there's a law in Guyana, but I don't think in any country there'll be a law in which you pay people to strike.
It's valid. However, we need to clarify if it is legal as you were saying there.
Okay, I know. All I know somebody will have to code the law to me. All I know at a rational level, it's a contradiction. Anyway, so thanks for coming through. Thanks for coming through.
Have a good evening. Yeah. Yeah.
There's a call on the line?
And now we missed a few calls, but that's all
Okay.
right. Yeah, you can call back. The lines are clear. Hello, good evening. You're on to the Gildarie Freddie Kissoon show.
Yeah, good night, sir.
Good evening.
I was trying to get through.
Yeah, well, you're here now, man.
Well, it's strange that you're trying to get through. Sometimes some people get through 3, 4, 5 times.
Yeah.
And say, it's better than just talking. Right? Hello?
Yeah, we're hearing you. Go ahead.
I am a contractor. Now I put another example. As he said, you should pay the teacher them for what they strike. Right? So if I have a workman that don't come to work, I should pay him. Hello?
So, don't prolong that argument. Don't prolong that discussion. No way in the world you would pay people.
Hello?
Don't. You can make another contribution, but don't go on.
Okay.
Nowhere in the world. It just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense to pay people who want strike.
Yeah.
Well, then they will never come off a strike because no. That doesn't make sense. Any other contribution? Any other contribution, sir? Hello? I think his phone got a problem.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah.
We lost you just now.
You hear me?
Yeah, we heard you, yeah.
Yes. So, the union, I don't know if they will step. Hello?
Yes, we're here. You have your volume up or so? On the.
No, my volume is down.
Okay, yeah.
But we're hearing you. Go on.
Go ahead.
Okay, let me slow it down a little more. Wait, let me slow it down a little more. Hello, you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you clearly.
Yes, because I slow it down. Yes. The woman that called the woman that called last year, she said the right thing. She said the right thing about the payment and stuff. But I want to make my own contribution.
Yes.
Towards the thing. And I want to say something up in Corverton here that I see going on with the construction of the road. I see the bitumen, the road. And what I notice when they rolling it's not knitting and leave it as that. And I know that will cause breakage.
Okay.
So I don't know if you can say anything about it. Because when I roll it to the big roller, it isn't knitting how it's supposed to be. You can see because the brick and so on top, it open like. And I ain't seen a good job doing there. What I don't know if you can say anything about it or anything.
Well, we can't say anything about it. We have to investigate it first. The program's for you to make your comment.
Yeah, and we hope that the people in authority are hearing this, and they will investigate also.
Yes, because when I go and I walk and I see it, it's not done proper. Because I know normally when you pitch in a road and you put the roller on it, it's not so neat and flat and nice. No, leaving out the flatness, but it is knit. It's very close because now it's open up with the little bricks. That'll be a pothole later on. Little water up here, and that eventually will start to open up. So that's why I want to talk a little bit about council between them. Was very, very bad. The Bible that give the contract, they make it very high and people drain. So the water is not moving. The water is stagnant, black.
I hope the relevant authority. We get too much complaints on this program about those contractors. I see what they did on UG Road where I live. Anyway, thanks for coming through. So let's take this WhatsApp call.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Lost it.
Oh, we lost that call. Now, in case you just joined us, you would have seen from the advertisement this morning that our guest was the well-known Guyanese cricketer Leon Johnson. Mr. Johnson has not turned up. It's not at the court. He's telling us he's not turning up. Very, very disrespectful, man.
Hello, good evening. You're on air.
Hi, good night, Freddie, and good night, Mr. Akash.
Good evening.
Freddie, we get to another crisis today, was. Today, council demolished 19 tombs in European Cemetery there.
19 what?
19 tombs. Mayor City Council demolished.
Why they did that?
Right in Lafontaine Cemetery.
Why they did that?
Now the claiming, the very on the road, the claiming the tomb on the road, right? On the dam. Now, 40-something tombs on the dam. 26 people buried already, right? Now today the engineer come, 19 tombs were open. He bring a whole little man for our Mayor City Council and break down everything. Newsroom get the video, make a video, send it to the newsroom.
Okay.
So, you know, if you could come and take a look into it tomorrow morning.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
It's just by between Calendar Street and the island on Sussex Street.
All right. Yeah. I know that place. I'm familiar with it. I grew up not too far from there in Whitemanville. Right. Thanks, sir.
Okay.
Hello, good evening. You're on air?
Good evening.
Yes.
I just want to make a comment concerning this whole teacher situation, right? The lady that called earlier make a very, very good point. Remember, you can't please everybody, right? Just look at it this way. What these people fail to realize, everybody banging on this, I have money, right? The money, when you check it, it got other projects and other things got to do. You cannot put all the resources into the teachers alone. You have to balance this thing. And these economics that this opposition put into these people and the people following this thing. For instance, look at this here, the big projects that we have going on right now. We have the Harbour Bridge, we have the Lethem Road. All of these are big projects. When this thing finishes, you will have enough money to do other things and raise all these things. This is what the president talked about the other night, about the patience for them to just hold on before they see how things happen. But I can't see why the teachers putting this thing and following people like Coretta McDonald and all them with these kind of things. You understand what I'm saying? I know that cost of living is a bit high and these kind of things, but just be some patience. We are better off more than a lot of countries. Look at Venezuela, look at these places that's in a lot of situations. And we still surviving. So I don't know why they're looking at it this way as the government isn't doing enough. We all want more, but just as the president says, have a little patience. When these big projects finish, you will have enough money to do other things and we can get the result as the president said 2027, we can see the real benefit of this thing and these people can understand. So they just my little take and you know, they just hope that people put some common sense into this thing and let the teachers just, you know, hold a focus and think on their behalf because they have expense and have things to do and if they continue on the strike, they're going to be the one that's going to be losing as time goes by.
All right. Well, thank you for coming through.
Thanks.
Yeah. Hello, good evening. You're on to the Gildarie Freddie Kissoon show.
Yeah, good evening. How are you?
Hello, good evening. Yes.
Hello?
Yes, good evening. We're hearing you.
Yeah. Concerning this teacher strike, I feel if whatever they're asking for, right, the rate they're asking for, it will go across the board for the nurses will start striking, and all the public servants will want to raise their pay as well, just like the teachers. Right? The government have to find all those money for that. So, you hear me?
Yes, we're hearing you, yes.
Yeah.
Right? So, then next, if the government do decide to give them a raise in pay by how many percent, I don't know. Then when next year come around again, it's the same thing going on, and every year they keep going on like this. Right? And everybody who calling and listening to them, it sounds like they are all economists. Right? They know what is right. Right? And they know how to manage your money. Those guys who come from overseas, when they perform, they leave the country here, right? And when they come out, they want nice roads to drive on and everything else, and they enjoying themselves in America and Canada, they calling in on the program there. That's my contribution.
All right, thanks
thanks.
for coming through.
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah?
Am I on today?
Yes.
Yes, Freddie. Good evening.
Good evening.
And Akash.
Yes, good evening.
All right.
what is stopping the other parties in terms of the nurses, the policemen, firemen, etc., from striking after teachers would have gotten the raise that they require? That's one of the questions I want to ask. Because they're all deserving of this increase in pay, right? So I think that if they give in to these teachers, other people will strike as well, right? What I think more so is that these people want the money to have more power, more spending power. Now, many of them, they're renting, as the callers have said, many teachers are renting. The government needs to look into it and see as urgent as possible to give them the house lots. Give them the turnkey homes where they can pay their rental as a mortgage instead. That's one. Two, they need to try to subsidize the costs for foodstuff and provisions and poultry and all of these kinds of things. And they can do that because if you go to the Borbies and Escobar areas, there's more than enough vegetables, meat, and these things. The government needs to buy these things, buy them out in wholesale, and do like what the GMC does. Have more open days where you can go and get chicken at a subsidized price. Vegetables and greens at a subsidized price. Because many times it's the middlemen driving up the prices for these items in the markets, you know. Right? Many times that's the case, that they're driving up the prices. So if you look at things, transportation, big costs. We need to bring back big buses. Even be the 40-seater buses. And have public servants traveling free. School children traveling free. That reduces the cost of transportation. Because you got two categories of people in this country. Taxi drivers and minibus drivers. They're earning more than the average businessman. 25,000 a day, an average some drivers take home. And they're not paying taxes. Right? There needs to be a more fair system where they can get a line system working and everybody gets a share of it. So bring back some buses where you can ease the cost of parents having to pay for kids going to school. And having to cut their costs of going to work as well. Right? Yes. I don't want to say much more. And I'm asking the callers as well. When they call, if they have heard someone mention something already, don't repeat that. Give more callers a chance. Just bring something new to the forum. Thank you, Freddie.
Okay. Thank you for coming through. Yeah, go ahead and call the numbers 231-2982 and 652-1314. Let me take this one. Hello, good evening. You're on to the Gildarie Freddie Kissoon show. Hello?
Please go now.
Hello?
You want to take this here?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hello? Hello?
Good night, sir.
Good evening.
Okay, I've been trying to get through a long time. I'm very thankful that I get.
I'm glad you get through because I don't understand the way the world works. Sometimes people get through 5, 6 times. Sometimes the same person calls 5, 6 times.
Yeah, go ahead.
But go ahead, man. Go ahead, sir.
There's a political incitement going on into the citizens of this country. It was the responsibility of people all along, if they need something, to work and get it. Now, people don't want to work for a long time and get into studying the idle money. And there's a political incitement into it. Every time people got to go to work, got to sweat, money small, they need things and so on, and there's politics involved with it. Why work so long? Why wait so long? The idle money is there. Demanded from the government. There are other things that need to be done. It's politics going on. Okay, sir.
Okay, thanks. We'll take this call.
Hello, good evening.
Hi. Hello, good night.
Yes, good night.
My contribution tonight is concerning health. I called last week, Friday, spoke about health. Let me say, first and foremost, health is paramount. Health plays an essential role. I'm a public servant too, and I'm not bashing healthcare worker. I called last week and I mentioned about the service that health gives to people, the poor service or the lack of service. And only to know that my aunt passed away in Region 1, and she died after giving birth. And so information received, she's in region 1. Information received is that lack of the service, health service. And let me say this too, and I'm not bashing healthcare workers. They are very good healthcare workers. As I say, I'm a public servant too. I provide service to people. And when you take a job, you're not looking for their money. You take a job because you love it. You want to help people. You want to make a good image. People must come back to service. And I want to mention that healthcare workers need to have good ethics. I have witnessed this. And when you go to the hospital, the nurses and some of the doctors, they talk to you like they're not even the professions. They are not even professional, rather. And it's a tremendous loss to us because she has left kids behind. And we have to leave from Region 3 to go there. And this is really hard on her kids because she has maybe 8 small ones leave behind. And this is something that the government and Ministry of Health would be looking into. What is really going on with the health service and made several complaints. The need to look into the health service because people really depends on this. Depends on the health in this country because we're not fortunate to go to private institution. And my contribution tonight is the health services. The Minister of Health, Dr. Sangandini, needs to look into these health services in all the hospitals, all the RHOs and all who responsible who managing these hospitals. People have made complaints tremendously. Thank you very much. That's my contribution.
All right, thanks. Hello, good evening. You're on to the Gildarie Freddie Kissoon show.
Good evening to you guys.
Yes, good evening.
I've been listening to this program a little while, and I'm also following the teachers' strike. Now it's very, very unfortunate for the children in school. It's very bad for the children and the education system. But concerning the strike, the teachers, they are very, very bad to our society at this moment because they are the one who getting more holidays during the academic year. They are the one who getting more holidays, and there are a lot of teachers who give private lessons, and they are very costly and they make a lot of money. I'm not saying all of them have the private lesson, but a lot of them give this private lesson and they make a lot of extra money also. And for the government to bow to the teachers at this moment, it will be very, very bad to the other, the other public service and other people who are not receiving a handsome salary. So I think the teachers should consider themselves and turn it back to school and look after let the children them have their educational for the academic year. Thank you, guys.
Okay, all right, good. Thanks.
Hello? Hello?
Go take this one.
Hello?
Hello.
Yes, good evening.
Good night.
You have to turn on your volume.
Turn on the volume on your device, please, yeah.
Just turn it on there. Good night, sir.
Good evening.
The union don't pay them the $2 billion we're missing. I just want to say that, remember the $2 billion missing since 19-something? Why they don't take the money and pay the teachers them? What did I want? I have a good night, sir.
All right, good. Thanks for calling. Yeah.
Good.
Hello, good evening. You're on to the Gildarie Freddie Kissoon show.
We haven't missed, what's his name?
Leon Johnson. Yeah, good evening. You're on air.
Yeah, and I'm trying to get in grips with the teachers and the strike.
Mm-hmm.
And the teachers, they're unreasonable. And you see this political, the woman who called the strike, what's her name again?
Coretta McDonald.
Coretta McDonald. And if you read the Bible, and all of them are Christians, a woman without a child or going to have children, they are not satisfied. And in the Bible, if you want, I could give you the part of the Bible with what is in the, and I could give you the...
No, go ahead. He's a Muslim, and I am not a believer, so...
But what I'm saying,
so go on.
women without children never satisfied.
Mm.
And always remember that. That's my thing.
All right,
Okay,
good. Thanks for coming, Drew.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, go ahead and call 231-2982 and 652-1314. I know a lot of you have been trying to call and you're on another call, but you can call back again.
We had a strange, since these programs started, people would meet me on the street and say they can't get through. But a man called 5 times last week.
Yeah.
But just in case you joined us, the advertisement say our guest was Leon Johnson, the cricketer.
All right, we got a call. Hello, good evening. You're on to the Gildarie Freddie Kissoon show.
Yeah, good night, bro. Oh my God, if you know how much time
I saw your number, yes.
Yeah, you know, some of them people just feel, right, that this government is like a magic. Hello, you hear it?
Yes, we are hearing you clearly.
Yeah, you know, some people feel that this government is magic. You know, you do magic and everything. You do abracadabra and you get everything what you want. You know, if you give them one salary now, they will say, you know, the road bad. If you give them the road, they will say the hospital look good. If you give them the hospital, they will say, go see the playground, the trench one clean. You know, don't believe this thing, you do abracadabra and everything thing. But the government is trying to do the best. How to do a little bit here, a little bit up, put a little bit on this one, you know, a little bit and everything. And the thing. But the teacher them damn well know everything that what is going on. Them know that what the government is doing it the right way. You know, everything is just the right way what the government is doing. But you know what? Just because it's the trillion, the 1 trillion, you know, the trillion dollar budget, that get them nervy, upset. When they do the calculation, them don't know that this is right. You know, what the government is doing, look them hospital, everything, them road, them bridge, everything what going on. Them know everything what going on is true. It's right what the government doing. But here now, this thing got politics in it. You know, anything PNC can hold on, minimum thing for put a hand on the government and cause a confusion, they will do it. You know, you got some people, it's teachers through me street where you live in, yo, bro. Here in Nosika, you see them backyard, they're planting it. You understand? Bush now take it over. They're making little money, so extra money. But them money enough. You know, it's a teacher for home every month with 200,000 in a pocket and they're complaining. It's madness, bro. It's madness.
Okay. All right, good. Thanks for coming through. Hello, good evening.
Yeah.
Yes, hello, good evening. I think we have a call here.
Oh.
Yeah.
No.
Got it.
You have a call there?
Yeah, no.
Okay. You see when it comes. No.
All right, go ahead and call the numbers. Hello, good evening. You're on to the Gildarie Freddie Kissoon show.
On the line.
Yes, you're on the line.
Yes. I know that Coretta McDonald, the core of them, and later of them, is a part of the AP, and there's a political thing going on. These people, I ask them and urging Guyanese teachers, nurses, every single soul, don't take setup from these people. During the last election, which was 2015, they set up a lot of people. This is the thing for the sugar workers, they promised this. They can give them 20%. The rice farmers, they can give them so much more money, and this and that, they can do this. And when they go in there, the rice
was not their business. Sugar did to send home the workers. So as many other people get retrenched and this and that. And tax, over 200 taxes on people. They're going back with the same thing. I see the posting something and saying that if they should go back in government now, they double the donor salaries, they double the public servant salaries. Therefore, the salaries that they get now, they double it. It's the same liar and the thing they're setting up people. And I want you people don't take setup. Get a little patience, as the president said. Get patience is virtue. We shall go there. The country is only 3.5 years old under this government. And the oil now coming in Wild West, yes, but they got to wait. In this whole 80,000, if they follow, infrastructure and a lot of roads and things, people taking the back dam and places, bush and making roads. In order to, if you want to get food, you got to make roads to get food. You got to go get roads and get bridges. They got to wait, get this thing, you pay the cushion, everybody crying about the expense and cost of living. It's all over the world that cost of living. All over the world that cost of living. Thank God that this government pushing in, they put on more taxes. They're trying to cushion the taxes and the fuel reserve and everything that's one thing. But God knows this AP and UAFC was nearby now. We really get wars, we really need wars, country more Venezuela in this part of the world. Thank you very much.
Thanks for coming through, yeah. Hello, good evening, you're on air.
Hi, Freddie and Akash, how are you guys? It's great to be able to speak to you.
Thank you so much.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we're hearing you, and we're doing well.
Okay, the first thing I would like to say is something very, very important, and that is, from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. And I could repeat that if you want, I'll repeat it at the end.
Yeah, sure, you can repeat it how many times you want. There's no law in Guyana that prevents free speech. Say what you want to say about the Palestinians. They deserve the world's attention and the world's protection. So say it again and again and again. Anyway, yes, sir, go on.
From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. Thank you. Anyway, what I want to say is, I'm actually calling from North America, and there's this issue with the Democrats and the Republicans. One thing I wanted to point out, I don't know if you guys are aware or if you've thought of this, that is, in 2020 election, the March 2020 election, if the Democrats was in power, I could guarantee that Infant Ali would not be the president of Guyana today. If the Democrats was in, the only reason Infant Ali is in power is because of the Republicans being in power at the time. I don't know if you agree with that, but that's the situation. That's the first point I wanted to make. The other point I wanted to make is something which is just my observation. I used to work at the Guyana Bauxite Company. And I used to work at the main office in 1973. And I recall in 1973, just after the election, I'm pretty sure it was 1973, just after the election in 1973, the general election, I went down to the bauxite plant and I was in one of the workshops. And in the workshop, there were a lot of people gathered around a table and were chatting. One guy said, "Hey guys, do you know I voted 7 times? The guy next to him said, "You beat me, guy, I only voted 6 times. There was a guy in the front door who was listening and he said, "What? You guys voted 6 and 7 times? I only voted 2 times." That was, and everybody started laughing. I don't know if the people in Guyana, this was in 1973, so you could tell my age. I don't know if the people in Guyana realize the amount of rigging and discrimination which existed in Guyana in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. Tremendous amount. My wife used to tell me that they used to buy sardine, and to eat the sardine, they had to bury the can in the backyard so that police wouldn't charge them. This used to happen. She told me that she used to live in the Quarantine Burbis area. The point I'm making about this issue with the election is that I don't know if you realize that just after the PPP, it was obvious that the PPP had won the 2020 elections. and this went through the Caribbean court really ruled that yes, the PPP has won. What was the first thing the PNC did? They burned down the polling station at Wismar. This never came up as why did they burn down the polling station? Why did the PNC burn down the polling station at Wismar was the center for the rigging of votes by the PNC. That's why they burned it down, because all the evidence was stored here. I'm surprised that didn't come up in the Commission of Inquiry. Why was that polling station completely burnt down the day after they realized that they would never get back into power? That is something you need to investigate. The third point that I'm close, one of the issues which I keep hearing is that there doesn't seem to be true equality in Guyana with respect to how everybody is being treated. I speak to a lot of East Indians in Guyana, and they seem to be now complaining, and this may be right or wrong, I'm just going to state it, there's a perception, speaking to people, that there's just too much being done for Afro-Guyanese and not enough is being done for Indo-Guyanese. And I could support that, because just look at the amount of Indo-Guyanese that are leaving the country. They're still leaving in droves. Go to the passport office, go to the Canadian embassy, go to the American embassy. It's all Indo-Guyanese who are leaving the country still today. This is going to have a massive impact on the demographics of Guyana. I think in finale need to look at this, the PPP government. That's all I have to say. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you for coming through.
You have another call there?
That is it.
If you just join us, we have switched from our normal interview because our guest didn't turn up. This has happened a couple of times. At the last moment, the guest didn't turn up. This particular guest, the cricketer Leon Johnson, unlike...
Yeah, we have a call coming through. Hello, good evening. You're on to the Gildarie Freddie Kissoon show.
Hello?
Yes, you're on air. Good evening.
Yes. Good night, goodly gentlemen. Now, I want to make a few comments about the teacher strike. I listened to Globe Span a few nights ago, and Dr. Rose's guest was Minister Hamilton. And Dr. Rose asked him several times whether or not he can persuade his cabinet colleagues to call off the strike. And to every appeal, the minister's response was, GTU called the strike on, so let GTU call it off. Now, irrespective of who started the strike, where the talks broke down, whether they had arrived at the conditions for a strike, to me, it's immaterial at this time. What is of essence for our children is to get the strike off. And so I think for one holding the remit of the Ministry of Labor, the Honorable Hamilton approach was very, very immature. I think invite the parties to talk, and who knows, at the table, the ministry might well be able to convince the GTU that the quantum requested by the union cannot be sustained at this time. But to shut the door completely, to me, it's very, very, very immature. In addition to that, Guyana knows that our legislators oftentimes revisit the parliament for supplementary budgets. So, if to accommodate the GTU, I'm not saying all, but find some common grounds, maybe a quarter of what they're requesting, maybe carry to 10% more than the 6.5. Supplementary budgets are sought in parliaments, and all of the time they're approved. They are approved all of the time. So to completely shut the door on finding alternatives, to me, is putting our nation kids at a disadvantage. SBAs are due soon. The common entrance exam is due soon, and all of it. So I think sense needs to go into it further. I don't know if it was a mistake or His Excellency, the President, was was very confident in what he said. But I heard him telling the teachers, be patient, you will get betterment in 2027. Now, how the president knows that the PPP will be returned to office in 2025? So for the teachers, they might take it to be that he's making a mockery of them. In addition to that, you can't tell a group of people who are adamant that their purchasing power has declined to hold on you 3 years. I could have understood if he said 2025 when we will consider it in our next national budget or something like that. But here is a group of people with a cry, justified or unjustified, and you are telling them to wait on me, but not only to wait for 3 years. So I think when Guyanese assess the state of affairs as it relates to this strike, we've got to be objective. I don't support any political party, but I try to be fair. The third and the last point is that I do not subscribe to the fact that the strike is political. Why? Because it's the same union leaders who struck against APNU in 2018. So if the strike wasn't political then, how do we deem it political now? And so that's my little take on the strike, and I thank you for entertaining.
Okay.
Thank you so much for coming, Shiro.
Hello, good evening. You're on to the Freddie Kissoon Gildarie show with Akash Prasad.
Yes. Hello?
Yes, good evening. We're hearing you. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm calling about the hospital, Georgetown Hospital.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, me and my wife went at the hospital. She went to do a test.
Mm-hmm.
And when she did, they gave her the test to go on the mammogram test. The doctor tell her to do the mammogram test.
Mm-hmm.
And then give me the date. So when we go now, when she go in the room, the girl that doing the mammogram test, the person tell her that ask you some questions, that if anyone in her family have cancer, or the grandmother or her mother, she said no. Well, then they told her that she can't get the test done because some family member have to get cancer before she get the test done. So I want to know, anybody could get cancer if your family don't.
I agree.
I can't. We get some calls. This is life. If the doctor recommended her for a breast test, I can't see how the attendant or the X-ray person.
Yeah, the technician.
Well, why don't you go back to the doctor? Why don't you? If you tell me who's the doctor's name, I will try to get in touch with him tomorrow. Take my cell number down and call me, and I will follow up this tomorrow.
Yeah, this is ridiculous.
Well, that's assuming that he's right.
Yeah.
That's assuming what he's saying is correct. If the doctor sent his wife for a breast test, I don't see how the non-medical, non-doctor,
yeah, that's right.
for want of a better term. Look, take my number down, 614.
Text the number down, 614.
5927.
5927.
Yeah, call me. You have to give me your name and the doctor's name, and we'll follow it up. I do believe that there should be a government program like this. It used to happen in the 70s called Action Line, and they take notes of all of these things. I think you need to have a government program like this. And when the people calling, you take notes, and somebody in authority would forward these things. I can't understand what you're telling me. What you're telling me don't make sense.
Yes, but that is true because and she breast is failing her.
No. But why didn't you go back to the doctor? The doctor sent you for a test.
Yeah.
This is in which part of Guyana?
Georgetown Hospital.
Oh, okay. Call me tomorrow.
Please give me back your number, please. I forget to write it.
614.
But write it again. Come first. 614.
5927.
5927.
Okay, thanks for coming through.
Okay.
Thanks.
Yeah, thanks.
Well, you just can't take his word at face value. I mean, a doctor send you in the X-ray room for a test. How the lady could say, your grandmother ever had cancer? Your mother ever had cancer? No. But then you can't have a test. Some of these things maybe something went wrong in the room. But
miscommunication.
I can't see.
Because
that just doesn't make sense when a doctor send you for a test.
Yeah.
How she could determine why?
There's a reason why the doctor sent you in the first place.
That sounds a bit. Anyway, let's see.
We have 15 minutes to go.
We got time. We have 15 minutes to go.
Yeah.
In case you just join us, our guests. Good evening.
Good evening, Teddy. They got people watching what's going on in America and doing it. They got some people, and if they put up, got a placard in their hand protesting, like nothing is going right. It's happening in America, now it's happening in Guyana.
What was that?
You're saying that holding up a placard seems to be the way of life these days. Without that, nothing seems to be. The world does not seem to move.
Anything else, son? We lost him. Good. Until another call comes in, let's keep you informed of what happened. Our guest this evening should have been the cricketer, Leon Johnson. Mr. Johnson on Monday told us he will be here for sure because we told him we need 2 days as our standard procedure from guests that they can't make it. They need to tell us 2 days in advance so we can get a replacement. He didn't tell us anything. We could have had a guest. We could have two important guests, two very, very important guests talking about an important topic this evening. If Johnson only said to us by a fraction of a second, so he can't make it. And even tonight when we call him, I don't know, Mr. Johnson, but that is disrespectful and discourteous. And the guy is a nationally known cricketer.
Well, but it is what it is, Freddie. He didn't respond. Perhaps he has an emergency, but
no. No matter
I know,
what you have, you just
I know.
I
understand.
I have an interview. Sorry, Akash can't make it. Finish with that. In the emergency room in the hospital, people using their their
No,
phone.
I agree with that. Yes.
So no, but people have done it. Dr. Asher Kissoon, who these people. These people are well known in the society, and this is the way they behave. 3 times Dr. Asher Kissoon couldn't make it, and we only knew that by calling her the day before. Christopher Jones told us at 6 o'clock that he can't make it, and since they never had the courtesy to call afterwards, and you're calling him, he knows the number of Freddie Kissoon, he's not answering. Asher Kissoon is a parliamentarian. Christopher Jones is a parliamentarian. This guy is a national cricketer. So call us.
Yeah, call in 231-2982
So
and 652-1314.
We did say we turned something bad into good, and we turned it something bad into good.
Yeah, we've had some interesting calls.
He didn't turn up, but we've been getting the calls from our viewers. Just call in and tell us what is on your mind. I'm a little bit annoyed with Johnson because I know I could have got 2 guests this evening to discuss something that is close to the heart of the world. What is happening in Gaza? That we could have got 2 persons here to explain to the Guyanese people what is happening in Gaza. If he had only said to us on Monday or Tuesday, he can't make it. The man hasn't even sent a text saying sorry. You know, that
Yeah, these programs they take a lot of planning. They take a lot of time to plan. We have to do research and all of that.
But we told him.
Yeah.
We told him in no uncertain terms, give us a definitive word on Monday. Monday at 2 o'clock, he said, I will be there.
Yeah.
And so, if something came up tonight, he could have just said, I can't make it. So we could have maybe impromptu organize something. But it turned out good. We're getting the phone calls. Please call us. The numbers are on the screen, 231-2982 and 652-1314. That's Akash WhatsApp number. About Gildarie. Gildarie is overseas. He said to me he left Saturday to do some more tests. But Akash has joined us and he will be on the program from now on. We will do a calling with three of us. Me, Gildarie, and Akash. So
call us on 652-1314 or 231-2982. These programs take, as I said, it takes time to put together. We have to get guests. Then when whoever guest is coming, then myself or Mr. Kissoon, we got to do some research on the subject that we'll be discussing. So it takes time to do all of this, and then to do all the research and get all the facts and get all the figures and everything, and then come here and not have the guests. It's a little bit disappointing at times.
I think in this high technological age, you could just say to someone in a fraction of a second, not coming up to Bobby's in the morning, we'll talk to you later. End the story. Akash, go on your phone and put, sorry, cannot make it tonight. We'll make contact tomorrow. And count the seconds and see how much that.
2 seconds, 3 seconds.
Those are basic. I mean, Christopher Jones, that guy is a chief whip. I tell you this. He's not coming on this program. At 6 o'clock, he called me to say he can't make it. And then never so many other calls. No.
We have a call coming through. Hello, good evening. You're on to the Gildarie Freddie Kissoon show.
Hi, good evening, sir, both of you.
Good evening.
I'd also like to say my take on the teachers' union strike, what they have right now, with the teachers striking, right? I would just like to say, if I don't like a job or I am not appreciated around the workplace, I am not being paid enough or something, I would just look for another job. Why can't the teachers just do that simply?
Anything else?
Pardon me?
Anything else?
No, that is it. That is it. What do you guys think of that?
Okay. Anything else?
No, that is it.
Okay. Thanks for coming through. Bye-bye. He asks us what we think of that. You end up talking and people calling, and we can't. We don't normally give our comments. We love you to give your comments, and maybe one time we will have a program where Gildarie and I and Akash will answer questions. We'll set aside 2 hours for that. But in the meantime, it's your night. That's the night where you call in. People call in about different things. A guy calling.
Hello, good evening. You're on to the Gildarie Freddie Kissoon show.
Yeah, Mr. Kissoon. The government should not bow to no teachers and they strike because it's illegal. The union illegal. All what they're doing, listen, I didn't know so much money these people collecting. $100 and something million when the year come. The union. And then I don't come bother with you, and I know that you're in another, your license in another, nothing in another. The police should pick them up. Because if you're driving down the road, your driver's license expire, your insurance expire, your license, the police are not picking up and putting in lock up. If the union document in either, the police will not pick them up and put them in the lockup or let them get back with damn people money. What do you got there? This is my take.
Okay,
all right, good. Thanks for coming through.
Thank you very much. Call in and let us hear what you have to say. We've got 7 minutes more. We will be here on Friday. Next week, our interview programs continue. We have some very interesting programs next week, but we'd like to inform you that we will be re-interviewing the Mulana Tasdiq, and the Islamic guy Neil Bacchus. When we looked at the program, I didn't know there's a call coming in.
Lost it.
We didn't know and the program was spoiled. There was a lot of hissing songs. There was 15 minutes of no audio. So the integrity of the program was not there. And I think we owe it to these gentlemen for them to give their views again. So next week we'll be re-interviewing Maulana Tasdeeq and Neil Bacchus.
Good evening. You're on to the Gildarie Freddie Kissoon Show.
Yeah, Freddie Kissoon, Gildarie. As far as I'm concerned, I have to say the trade union is scam. There's a trickster, there's confident trickster, there's scam, there's orangutans. I say that because they got to get a record straight. You know, when all these things, $700 per teacher every month, amounting for the past 20 years, $2 billion. What happened? They don't take no care of the teachers. They don't go in and give nothing. The ministry got to look for everything. All these things come into light now. Then it's a typical AFC, PNC, whatever they call it. So this is a part about a scam. This is a political strike. And I ask you, don't fall for it. Think twice and thrice. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Thanks a lot for coming through. Bye. You got any more calls? Our operator said we have 5 minutes more. So we didn't miss Leon Johnson, the cricketer. It was a fruitful hour and a half. So thanks for coming through. We have 5 minutes more. Call and tell us anything on your mind. Anything at all. People are out there in Guyana, in the diaspora, and they have things on their mind that they want to talk about. They want to give a comment. They want to say something. So call us and give your comment. Give your opinion. You have the right to your opinion. Not necessarily the right opinion, but you have the right to your opinion. We are going to be here Friday for another call-in session, or maybe a guest. And we're going to be re-interviewing. Did you see our Monday program? 2 Islamic scholars talking about Gaza. That program was spot. We didn't know that there's a call there.
She's trying to call. She tried to call twice. I'm calling her back.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right. We didn't know that there was no audio. We didn't know that there was a hissing song throughout the program. So.
Hello. Good evening. I see you've been trying to call, so I call you back. You're on to the show.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yes, good evening.
Hello?
Yes, good evening. You're on to the Gildarie Freddie Kissoon Show.
Yes, I am.
Go on, madam.
Go on,
speak to us. We lost that call.
Yeah.
So we've got 4 minutes more. So call us and let's talk. We did not know, you're interviewing people, we did not know that the program on Monday was spoiled. There was technical interference, there was a hissing song, and there was no audio. And it was simple. The operator could have come into the studio and tell us there's no audio, because we would not have, the viewers would not hear him telling us there's no audio, because there was no audio. See, if he had come into the studio and said to us, wait, don't speak, there's no audio, I'm trying to rectify it. So for 20 minutes the program went on and there was no audio. We can't insult our views like that, but we have an obligation to the 2 gentlemen that came here to speak on one of the most important topics in the world today, the definitive tragedy of the world today, Gaza. So we will be re-interviewing Maulana Tasdeeq and Neil Bacchus on their take on what is happening in Gaza. We honestly didn't know that the program was technically compromised. I wish our operator had just come into the studio and tell us, look, there's a problem. But we went on and on interviewing the guests and didn't know that people were not hearing and that there was a hissing song. When we look back at YouTube, when we look back at that program on YouTube, it was terrible, and we have an obligation. So please look out for the re-interview of that program. We have about 3 minutes more.
1 minute.
Please call us, and call us. If not, 1 minute more we have.
Yeah.
We'll wait for your call. If not, we have to wrap up. In case you just join us, our guest didn't turn up. The cricketer Leon Johnson did not have the courtesy to tell us that he would not be here. It's an hour and a half now, and he has not sent us even a WhatsApp message saying, sorry, you can't make it. But we turned the lack of courtesy into a good program. And we did have a good program this evening. We will see you on Friday. Akash will say a few closing words before I close off.
Yeah, we want to thank everybody for the patience this evening. And we didn't have the guests, but thanks for coming through. Very interesting topics that we had this evening. And you could, again, we'll be here on Friday to take your calls. And we as Mr. Kissoon said, we're here. We present the platform and the forum for you to air your grievances, etc. And we want to thank you tonight for making it a successful program. I want to say thanks to our operator, Robert Hussein, for being on the console, doing a great job. So thanks, everyone, and have a fantastic rest of your Valentine's night. Make the best out of it.
Okay, I forgot to say happy Valentine to everyone out there. It is the most important thing in life, the most important thing, to love someone and be loved. I can tell you it is the most important thing. It guides you, it protects you, and it shapes your life. So happy Valentine to all of you there. As I normally say, catch you later. Bye-bye.